Hey guys, Darren here. Welcome to Mayhem Country Living. I want to talk to you about a couple of things that are occurring, and while you might know about them, I want to make sure that everybody understands the ramifications of them. Let's talk about the supply chain, and let's begin with the importation of Bic lighters coming in to the United States. These Bic lighters are made in China, for example. So, the way the supply chain is at the moment, these Bic lighters are sitting off the coast of West Coast, East Coast, down Texas way. Take your pick. And they're sitting, and they're sitting, and they're sitting. And let's say these are perishable. They are kind of perishable, but let's say they're perishable. The ships are waiting to be offloaded onto the docks. That's a problem because they're saying that there's a labor shortage of people who are knowledgeable enough, and it is a very technical skill, doing the crane work and everything, and the logistics associated with this, of offloading these container cargo ships. The average price of a cargo box has increased on average from $2,000 in 2019 to over $20,000 this year. Container. But let's say we managed to offload this container box of Bic lighters. There they sit. They might sit for weeks because of the backlog. They might sit for months because they've sat offshore for weeks and months. Now, most of the goods that we receive are carted in by train to distribution centers, to rail hubs. The largest one being in Chicago, I believe. And they have a huge backlog, just as much as the container ships sitting outside the ports. This is facts, this is true. Go look it up. I could be lying. All of these go into the train, the rail cars now. And let's say they get lucky enough within 2 months to be transported. Let's say it was 2 months waiting offshore, 2 months now, just for a Bic lighter. Okay. These Bic lighters in their cargo container finally make it on the train car to their hubs. They're cracked open, they're separated, they're sent to areas, distribution centers. Say Walmart needs 500,000 of these Bic lighters. Well, now they're to be carried by truck, by semi. All of the trucking industry is overwhelmed, and a lot of them do not know how to repair this. So we're facing a backlog of another 2 months potentially to have this sent to a Walmart distribution center to where it is parsed out to all the Walmarts in the Atlanta region, Birmingham, I think that is one as well, and you get the idea, to the large hubs, and then they're taken from these large hubs to stores finally. So they would get on another truck, be shipped and sent. So you are looking at a potential delay of 6 months just to get, for our example, a big lighter. Now, a lot of that stuff that's sitting off the coast is in refrigerated containers. They're still being refrigerated. But do you really want to eat strawberries from Argentina that have been refrigerated and frozen by now for 6 months, by the time you get them? Or beef from South America for the same thing? This is the problem that we're facing. This is not just because some Gen Zers or Gen Xers, whatever they want to be called, don't want to work. This is planned destruction. This is a type of warfare. This is asymmetrical warfare that is occurring. Believe me, don't believe me, this is what it is. There's so many different things that are happening and so many different ways of disguising this. You know, when it's basically, I sat it in my lap and it was just misdirection. Kind of stuff. And you're going to see all this stuff in the news, and especially, the most recent one is William Shatner at 90 years old is going to go into space. Captain James Tiberius Kirk is going to finally make his spacewalk and all that good stuff. And it is misdirection. Look at this over here while this is happening over here. And you really need to be careful. I was listening to some interesting stuff today from a podcast of people much smarter than me, and they were talking about false news and everything, and fake facts and misdirections, and purposeful lies. We really need to watch this, guys. If the country goes down the tubes, it goes down the tubes. That's just the way it is. I am more concerned with you guys having enough to eat and your kids having Christmas. So, all of that to say this: if it's going to take us 6 months to get a damn Bic lighter, from our example, well, Christmas is 2 months away. Stores are already taxed. They're cutting store hours in a lot of stores. Just open your paper up, look on your interweb, and take a look at it. They are cutting hours, manpower to all of these retail outlets. I would ask you, I would beg you to make sure that you have what you need to get your children and any grandchildren for Christmas. I'm 52, I'm old. I hate to say it, but Santa Claus don't come by my house for me, that often anymore. My wife asked me what I wanted. I said I wanted a nice pair of comfortable boots for walking and some really sturdy warm clothes this year for Christmas. And she looked at me like I was crazy. We do all our shopping 6 or 8 months prior. So she asked me this, and you can, if you watch and look at trends and everything, you can see this is coming and what is going to happen. Make sure you have an alternative way to fuel and heat your home. And by fuel, I mean having a way to refuel whatever it is you're using to heat your home. Fuel oil prices are going up. Natural gas is expected to go up by 135% by next year. And that's the early part of next year. Coal, it's kind of hard to predict coal, but it is not doing well. Natural gas, propane, fuel oil, all of those guys are, wow. It's really bad. Actually, it's just going to be, like they said, a dark winter. For most people, but it doesn't have to be for everybody. It doesn't have to be for us. It's time to make choices, time to make decisions. Take care of you people.